Hello, this is my second intro because the first one was kind of a failure.
Hi there, I went to the official cleanup day to clean up some garbage in our city, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, recently I went to a cleanup day to clean up the trash in our city and I got the idea to turn this rubbish into art. Because it's something that I can do, right? I wanted specifically to find plastic trash that I would be able to transform in some kind of objects like these. They look pretty nice, right? But this plan, as usual, did not go the way I wanted. I went with my sister to a small artificial pond. It's located in a bad area of the city, so we knew that there was a lot of rubbish laying there. Initially, we wanted to remove all the trash around the perimeter of this pond, but I was amazed at the amount of the trash we found there. And unfortunately, the quality of this garbage was disgusting, since most of the waste that we collected was in or near the water, so some of it has already begun to decompose. So for me, this trash was not usable for art objects. As well, we got really upset and disappointed by the trash that we found. I know that sounds weird, but most of the trash were alcohol bottles. And the saddest thing is that there were bottles of cologne for shaving, because people drink this too. That's horrific. This is a thoughtless consumption of unnecessary resources that they don't really need to consume and don't think about it. But I know that this happens because people are in difficult situations and the government does not help all the people that they could help. Now, trigger warning, death of animals. In one of the bottles we found contained 2 corpses of tiny mice that could not get out of it and stuck there. This was so sad to see and to know that this is not the only bottle that trapped animals that live there, knowing how much bottles there are. And this is why we cleaned in such an area we don't even live in, because we do this not for ourselves and not for these people who drink, that don't deserve it, because a lot of people think that these areas are not supposed to be cleaned because they're cleaning these areas for the people that put this trash in these areas, but it's not for them. It's for nature, animals, and the ecosystem, which undeservedly suffers from us. Then how many areas and places and things are already destroyed, but we don't even see them because they're hidden to not disturb us, right? Of course, there is not as much sense in what we do as we would like it, but at least a drop of something good that we could do for the planet is being done, Perhaps it will inspire people who saw it from the window or children who passed by, and the next year they will come to replace us and clean up another part of the pond. Who knows? Or perhaps I will influence at least one viewer on my channel and spread this information further, and maybe somebody will think about this stuff that we do and change their habits and behavior. I don't know. But the thing is, of course, I think that the government should do this and not us cleaning up all the area, because as we saw, there was much more trash than we could physically remove from this area. We cleaned like 1/4 of the pond. We spent there around 5 hours cleaning this area, and it was such a small fragment of the place that we wanted to clean. It feels really disappointing. That it feels like we did not succeeded in this challenge, that we couldn't help and it was pointless. So I think the government should deal with stuff like this. The government should pay for cleaning of this place, since it takes a lot of effort, but unfortunately it's not profitable for the city, because if it would be profitable they would already do that, right? They're engaged in another project in the city center in order to attract more tourists, and this place will not attract any new tourists, right? I don't really know what to do in this case. But even considering all of this bad experience, I think it was really valuable. And even though this plan did not turn out the way I wanted, but I still tried to do something symbolic. Nonetheless, my channel is about creativity in the first place. We should remember that. And it's not about garbage, although I think we could connect these things. But therefore, I decided to start with the trash that is at home already in our recycling bag. Because my family does not, live the zero waste lifestyle, so we have quite a bit of trash laying around. I looked for what can be used to do some small things and not like big projects that I originally wanted to do. I tried to make some kind of plastic jewelry for myself. So let's try to make something nice out of it, right? So I started up with just washing this plastic, and you should remember the plastic that goes into recycling bag and bin should be washed and cleaned and not dirty, because dirty plastic and dirty cardboard is not recyclable, as I understand. I cleaned it and I found these good plastic trays, so we'll see what I can do with that. So then I cut this plastic to small pieces that I was able to use, and I really wanted to save this translucency of this plastic because I think this is something that makes plastic special. I don't want to just cover it and make it feel even more plasticky or cheaper. I don't know. I feel like it's the most interesting thing that plastic can give us is that it's translucent. So I took old paints that I had, and actually you can watch my video about, it's in Russian, but still you can check it out. You can watch my video about painting my door. I tried to reuse these paints from my childhood. So I decided to use them once again because they will give this translucent effect as well, but just colored. I did not have the blue paint though, so this time I decided to try to stain the glue with marker, and it worked out perfectly. So if you need similar paints, just take this regular craft glue and mix it with some alcohol markers and you'll be able to get the same effect. Like, I don't see the difference in bought paints and paint that I created this time, so it's perfect. So then I started to make some sketches of what I wanted. I wanted to represent something of our planet. So then I painted with this paint several coats. Then I tried to cut it out, but I realized that it was much better to paint it first with UF epoxy, and I had some problems with this bigger piece. It looks like it got too hot because of this epoxy. I don't really know how it works, but I tried to then straighten it. It kind of worked out, but not fully, but I'm fine with it. What's perfect in our world, right? For now, that's it. So I haven't finished the jewelry pieces that I wanted to show you, but this is the progress, and I hope to show you the finished pieces when I'll be making video editing. Yeah, this is first time that I did something like this. I don't have much experience with UF epoxy, and yeah, they did not turn the way I wanted them, but I'm gonna finish them anyways. I understand that this feels kind of counterintuitive. I hope I used the right terminology. Not sure. But where to get plastic, cut it to small pieces and then paint with new paints and then put UF epoxy and that's plastic on top of it. But the way I think is that I want to last these pieces for like decades. This is something that I want to give to next generation. You know, if somebody will find these pieces, I hope that they will have some value after like 20-50 years. This is a good starting point, I would say. But I really like how this bracelet turned out. It's so beautiful. I think it would be much more awesome to use, for example, plastic bags as a paint for this jewelry, but I'm not brave enough to work with these materials yet. I know that they can't be recycled. For example, with iron you could melt this plastic a little bit and it will turn like liquid, but I'm scared that it's a bit toxic, and especially when I don't have my studio and I don't have good equipment, I'm scared that maybe it's not the right decision to experiment with such materials, but maybe in the future that would be awesome to try. I hope you liked at least my ideas and maybe they'll resonate with you. That would be awesome. And the last thing that I wanted to ask you is not related to this topic at all. Please tell me if you would like to come to my stream, because I think it would be a cool idea to try something like this. That's it. Thank you for listening to my long video and have a good day. I really appreciate you here. Yeah, don't forget to write the comment. I will wait for it. Bye bye guys.